everyone, Callan here, and once again our nation is tasked with picking the next president of the Bionic States of America. The country has not been this divided since January 6, 2020, when President Trump successfully stopped Congress from certifying Fred Durst as our president and unwittingly caused them to hand the presidency to Joe Iden. Now, after 3.5 years, Joe ended his presidential bid 3 months ago, leaving his VP Kalmah Harris to defend her boss's record against Trump once again in his final run for the presidency. With the lack of agreement between candidates on hosts and rules for debate, I instead was able to ask many important figures in this race some hard-hitting questions in the hopes that undecided voters will finally make a choice between these two Bionicles. They were all crappy phone interviews, sorry. The full interviews won't really matter, so here are the highlights. Miss Harris, if I could start with a very difficult question for you. How do you pronounce your first name?
Kalmah Harris. You can find that on Biosector.
Wrong. It's Kalmah Harris with the ah sound. You can find that on the Bionica Wiki. Believe me.
So which is it, President Iden?
What'd you say, Jack?
With 4 years of personal presidential experience and another 4 to consider all your policies, do you have a plan to end foreign wars, fix the economy, close the border, improve our health system, invest in clean energy, fight climate change, lower gas prices, and support our local Girl Scouts?
I have a concept of a plan.
He has no plan. Just a bunch of mean words and hate speech to rile up the American people.
So what's your plan?
Well, let me tell you. I grew up in a middle-class family and...
Weren't you a former warlord?
Let's move on.
Do you have confidence in VP Harris's ability to do your current job?
Absolutely. It's a hard job, but you do get a lot of help with deciding policy, writing speeches, and changing your diapers. It's a real out-of-body experience.
Are you sure you weren't just using your mask power, sir?
What the Sam hell are you talking about?
Job may be a little too tired to keep improving our country as he has these last few years, but as he was overwhelmingly favored compared to Trump last time, I believe Kalmah will be too.
Are you annoyed that even with the election interference from Fred Durst, Joe Biden got far more votes than you did for either of your successful bids for the presidency?
No, I'm not bitter.
You got 69 million and he got 81 million. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Just as sure as I am that I could have won a third term when you handed 2016 to that warmonger Jube and started the whole Trumpy disaster.
Hey, I did my best.
All the data, which are calculated from a total of 72 polls that I aggregated, scanned, processed, carried the one, rescanned, and posted to the Daily Wire, suggest Trump's going to body this Baraki.
How do you feel about your chances, Miss Harris?
I think my vision of the Bionic States is everything it can be, unburdened by what has been.
So, are you going to win?
Well, my win will be informed by how I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood.
She's a total fraud, and she'll only win through more cheating like crooked Joe Iden. I'm going to deport the Bohrok, quadruple our tariffs on the Dark Hunters, save Spinex and the Muwaka from being eaten, crooked McDonald's, become a whale surgeon, and ultimately make this country great again.
Now for my final question with our guest in studio. What can we hope for our country regardless of who wins this election?
No use in dreading what they call Armageddon.
Okay, well that's a wrap. Big promises from both candidates and you get to decide which one wins.
Or you already did and the votes are being counted and I am a still frame because tired and go to bed. Good night.